I woke up a little bit late this morning and I enjoyed having some coffee and a nice smoothie before I hit the road for Run It Up Reno. Real quick, before I get going, I wanted to let all the folks know who had something to say about my nose ring. I wanted to let you know that I heard you. And while I'll go into further detail about this later in my next Poker Real Talk video, this is my response for now.
Is a lane, I don't fuck with you. If you don't rep my gang, I don't fuck with you. If you in it for the fame, I don't fuck with you. I don't fuck with you. If you talking about the swag, I don't fuck with you. If you only trying to brag, I don't fuck with you. If you think you know my past, I don't fuck with you. I don't fuck with you.
So I'm here at the Pepper Mill and it's the first day of Run It Up Reno. I'm gonna sit in the 1-2 game for a little while and just kind of see what's going on. I don't think I'll play any tournaments until tomorrow. I'll talk about it more another time, but I want you all to know that for me, the nose ring has personal meaning. So there's no way I'm gonna change that for YouTube. For those who are sincerely distracted by the nose ring, there's not much I can say to you other than I hope all the players at the poker table are just as distracted as you are.
I don't fuck with you. Lane, stay in your lane. You best not merge into mine. Me, I can search and we'll find a person to match my grind. Your worth is in spreading lines on every record you dropping. And I suggest that you stop it. The McDonald's funny mopping. And this rap just ain't for you. Instead of buying likes and views, man, how about you make a move? I think it's time to take a broom.
And now for a new segment I'm calling So What Had Happened Was. So what had happened was, after arriving at Run It Up Reno, I was so excited that I didn't bother doing much recording. I played some cash games, followed by the chaos that was the All In or Fold tournament.
Go slow.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
There's hope. There's hope.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
I got to meet Jason Somerville before playing a bit more cash games. The next morning, I drank lots of water, which set me up for a good day playing the bounty tournament. I feel so good after drinking all that water. But man, after drinking 3 big glasses of water and a big cup of coffee, I had to pee 3 times in the past hour and 15 minutes. So, needless to say, 45 minutes late to the tournament. This is on a heater. I busted out after I put in a couple of bad squeezes, but took 200 in bounties with me. Then I saw Matt, my favorite worst dealer from the Grand Sierra Resort, and he basically convinced me that I should play the horse tournament, even though I'd never played Raz before. How to play Raz. Raz poker rules. Learn hand ranking and how to play. That's where I'm at right now, people. Nom nom nom. That's not good. That doesn't help me. Guess who cashed in the horse tournament? Afterwards, I splashed around in this crazy fun mixed game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why are there 5?
I got 4 or 5.
And I finally had to say goodbye to Run It Up Reno, and I counted my losses of about $100. The next morning, I got to snowboard for a couple hours before heading back to the Bay Area. I stopped at Thunder Valley near Sacramento and decided to play in the cash game a little bit because I hadn't really done much recording for the vlog. Instead, I just got wrecked in a couple of hands, such as these. In this hand, I'm an under the gun with a straddle on. I've got 6-9 offsuit, and there's 7 limpers, including the big blind. So we go 8 ways to a flop, which comes 8-8-7 with 2 diamonds, giving me an open-ended straight draw. The big blind leads out for 15. I call, and all the other players fold. The turn card is an offsuit 3. The big blind bets 30. I call, and the river breaks out. Here, the big blind checks to me, and I decide that I can't win by checking, so I go ahead and bluff. I put in a bet of 65. The big blind thinks for a little while and then calls with his 3-6 of diamonds, obviously chasing the diamond draw, but was able to hero me with a pair of 3s. In this hand, I have pocket aces in middle position. I raise pretty big pre-flop and still get called by 2 players. I lead out in the flop and get called by the looser player. The other player folds. I get it all in on the turn, and that doesn't matter when the river comes, giving our loose opponent the nut straight. He had a gut shot straight and hit. I rebuy and lose more money, getting my ace king all in on the flop versus pocket jacks on a deuce 3-5 board, which bricks turn and river, and our 60-40 did not go our way. I came home pretty sad, counted my losses, and went to the gym, where I proceeded to injure my back. 2 words: muscle relaxers. I had big plans for the weekend, but ended up staying at home, eating cake, and moping around because of my sad back and butthurt ego. I did play a little bit online and managed to win $1,000 in an online tournament. I usually don't keep very much money online, as the options we have in the United States are very limited and, in my opinion, pretty crappy. But I ended up making some money this time. Then I did some baking, shared some food with the homeless in my neighborhood, and got TB tested for a new job I'm starting next week. When you work with kids, you can't have tuberculosis. Now, 1 week after I first started recording this vlog, I am back in Tahoe with Andre, just here for some R&R. We're just relaxing on this trip, no poker, but I have asked Andre to help me address a subject that's come up in the discussion on the vlog a little bit, and something that I was thinking about also after my recent trip to Untitled Reno. At Untitled Reno, I noticed on a number of occasions male poker players with their wives or girlfriends or significant others sitting behind them while they played poker. And it just made me curious of a few things and reminded me of some questions that came up previously. Fellow vlogger TOG Poker and I had an ongoing discussion in one of Johnny Vibe's vlogs, actually, about what to do if you are traveling and want to play poker, but your girlfriend or wife or partner doesn't play poker. So I'm gonna ask Andre about what he thinks. Andre.
Hi.
Hi. Welcome to Poker by the Fire. / what had happened was, see, he didn't want me to play poker. I made him teach me how to play.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
She's going to do whatever she wants to do, and I just have to live with it. That's
love.
But
a lot of people in the vlog seem to have it the other way around, where maybe they want their partner or their girlfriend to either play with them or to have something to do. Like, you don't want to feel like you're abandoning the person that you love to go play poker. But at the same time, if you're traveling, you're like, oh man, the game is good right now, I want to play while we're here in Vegas or wherever it is. So what would you suggest that those people could do to either like get their partners interested or maybe more exposed to poker? Some people have said like, oh, my girlfriend is just like intimidated, or she's afraid of losing money, or they just don't know anything about the game.
Like the way we did it, it was kind of around. It was like always on YouTube. I was like watching videos, and you would ask me questions, and like poker was just always around. So it's like, if it's always around, like, and it's so important, it's so much a part of me, then like I guess they're going to be introduced to it, and they're going to be like somewhat immersed in it also. And like, you can like start them off small, like we like play at like the kitchen table, or like we play together and like we go through things, and like you see like different situations and you get to see hands and we get to enjoy each other and spend time with each other, as well as like we're playing like poker against each other, and like it's not like a stressful situation, or it's not like in a casino where it's daunting or overwhelming or like anything like that. And you said that you started like playing online for like very small amounts of money, so like you could see like where the blinds are, or like this person's gonna be big blind, or like different things like that. And I think that's the best way to start, and that's the best way, like some of the best players in the world like started like playing small games or like playing online and like getting used to the feel of poker before they ever went into a casino, or before they were ever even old enough to go into a casino.
It is really intimidating not knowing what's going on.
Yeah.
And just like being seen as an idiot, when it's like, I have self-esteem, I know I'm not an idiot, but people are going to treat me like I am just because this is new to me. And I remember like loving sitting and watching videos with you, and that is what really inspired me and made me more curious about the game. And then I really like begged you and pressured you to teach me the basics. And he had an online account, and I would just play for like, you know, change, just to see kind of like the rhythm and like what happened, and like, oh, that's what the big blind means, and that's what the small blind means, that's what the rake is, all these terms, and I'm like, I have no idea what that means. It gave me a cheap way to kind of learn a little bit, and that was really fun.
Yeah, and now she plays poker.
I play poker, and he doesn't like it.
I'm ecstatic.
He likes it a little bit.
Just joy.
Look at that face of joy.
Now I have a significant other that plays poker.
I'm not the kind of woman that's gonna sit behind him and watch him while he plays poker. I'm like, I don't have the patience for that. No. I'd be like, what's going on? What are you doing? Why that much, huh? Yeah. It'd drive you crazy.
All of those questions.
Oh, well, let me ask you, so what are your goals for poker?
My goals in poker is to play PLO every single day in California, because they're terrible. Absolutely terrible. And if I were any good, I'd be making millions of dollars. So I'm bad also. So my job is to get better and play more of the great game of PLO.
This is a conversation that we always have, where he'll say someone is really good or someone is really bad, and I'll say, well, what makes them that way? So what makes California PLO players so bad?
Because in California, like, there is a large amount of money, and in California, their philosophy right now is just throw more money at it. Like, let's just play a bigger game. Let's play a bigger game. Let's just throw like 27 buy-ins into a game. Maybe I'll win.
I think it's a metaphor for a lot of things in California. Just throw more money at it and it'll work. Well, I like your goal aside from the playing every day. I want you to play every day.
I don't want to play every day, but I do love the game, and I hope everyone else enjoys the game also. And like, I see this strange microcosm also in like rooms in California, where if you play Hold'em or if you play Limit Hold'em, then you're a serious poker player, but if you play PLO, then you're just a degenerate. And it's kind of like the pot calling the kettle black, in the sense that like you're in a casino also. Like, we all play. There are different variations and different forms of poker, and yours isn't better than anyone else's. And I feel like on the East Coast, it's like you can play PLO, and like there are games all the time, and like there are grinders
more respect for PLO
that, like,
on the East Coast.
Yeah, there are grinders that play the game, and like all up and down the East Coast. But like in California, it's like, oh, look at you, you're just a degenerate gambler. You play PLO, but they're
Is that because the games get really big?
Yes, because the swings are so big and the variance is so big, and there are like so many ways that like a card, like a hand, completely changes on different streets. But that happens in Hold'em also. That happens in No Limit Texas Hold'em. That happens in Limit Hold'em, where someone has to call one bet and like then they just gin. Like it happens. And for there to be a stigma with what I consider and what Joe Ingram considers the great game, like, is absurd. So I'm pushing for there to be more PLO on the East Coast, more PLO in California.
What do you think will make PLO better in California? Like, what will help grow the game at least?
I think it's growing by leaps and bounds. I think it's getting bigger. It's just it's finding rooms that will spread it, because it does take longer to deal, and like they're concerned with making the rake.
Yeah,
and
you're right. And
like,
especially in the Bay Area.
Like that's all they care about.
Only care about
all they care about is making the rake.
Yeah.
And so like for a game that takes longer to deal, they're going to shun it.
That makes sense, yeah.
So, but if the players want it, we'll play it.
That's why Run It Up Reno is so cool, because there's like all these mixed games. There's so much appreciation for it.
For low stakes, and I applaud Jason Somerville for like showing the joy of poker, of like we can play numerous different games for a lower stakes and we can enjoy the game. It's not just Hold'em.
I learned like 5 new games while I was there.
And you enjoyed it.
And because it was low stakes, like had it been higher stakes, I'd been like, oh no, I can't play that game. But it's like, oh, if I lose, I'll lose like $20, and that's like not too big of a deal to me. So that was fun.
I think that's
I did enjoy it. Yeah.
Like one of the premier ambassador moves for the game is like having like a Run It Up Reno, or having like a structured thing where it's not just Hold'em. And like people learn different games, and like people that don't get to play different games get to come and play different games, and we get to enjoy each other. And like there's more joy and there's more fun in poker than just the Hold'em grind community.
Oh my god, yeah, for real.
Oh.
And you're really attractive.
Oh, I don't come across as a dick.
You're sexy for the block. No, I think you come off as like as like you have a lot of experience and a wealth of knowledge, and you're passionate.
I am very passionate about poker. I love the game so much.
And I think that's part of what helped me become passionate. Like back to the original question of like, for people that want to travel with their partners but don't want to like leave their partner in the hotel room the whole time they're playing poker, part of what made me so excited about poker was how excited he was, and how he exposed me to all these really interesting things. Like we would watch high roller stuff. Also, watching Vanessa Selps definitely interested me as a woman, and I complain to him about this all the time. I often reflect on how weird it feels to me when I watch games and I see the only women on the camera are either a dealer or a cocktail waitress. That kind of, well, there's something wrong with that. It makes me think like, oh, this is a game for men. I only see men playing it. But then when I was able to see women like Vanessa Selps playing those high roller events and crushing and like getting respect, that made me think like, oh shit, like women are poker players and they can be really good poker players. So he helped expose me to that kind of stuff, and that helped encourage me. So maybe that's part of it. Maybe that's part of the reason why some of these guys that are asking like, well, what does my wife, what does my girlfriend do while I'm out playing poker? Why doesn't she feel like she can play? Maybe it's because she doesn't know that it's for her too. So maybe like showing her that there are women who play poker, that, you know, it's fun, there's ways to learn, there's ways to learn for cheap, it doesn't have to be intimidating, and everybody starts off knowing nothing at the beginning.
Yeah, you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah, no, in any part of life, you're never an expert the first time you sit down to do something. Like, you have to go through those growing pains and learn and feel like an idiot sometimes. But if you really enjoy it or you really care about it, you're going to be motivated to continue learning and growing. So I think that's important too. So today we enjoyed, what did we do?
We went hiking and we flew the drone and I carried stuff, heavy stuff.
He carried heavy stuff. We have enjoyed touring around Tahoe, and I think this is a good place to end the vlog. And I'll leave you with some really beautiful clips of all the gorgeous scenery from this area.
And have poker by the fire.
Poker by the fire.
fucking hands.
4
You
hands.
hit the worst card.
08 Crusher right here.